I type in the command and my parents' disappointment immediately starts, just like real life. I type Lightning McQueen and create my persona with inspiration from Lightning himself.
What kind of person are you going to be?
Mom is so revolted she dies.
Catherine! James! She's in cardiac arrest.
I walk and Dad abandons me for the first time.
I know you don't like it when Daddy leaves you alone, but I need you to take care of yourself.
I make myself special. I had the game in 1x speed here because reality speeding it freaks that out, but I fix it in a second.
Come on over here. I want to show you something. See that? It was your mother's favorite passage.
Dad skips over the verse about the FEV genocide. I get hit with the flashbang and turn 10. Dad uses telepathy.
Happy birthday, pal. I can't believe you're already 10. I'm so proud of you.
And the overseer gives me an Apple Watch.
You'll be getting your first work assignment tomorrow.
Enjoy your party.
I get the gun, and after struggling to hit a red roach, I decide to do a melee build.
I try. They're pretty easy. Good work. I have to go to class to take a GOAT exam. Go on now. No, you're not. When I started studying medicine, one of the first things I learned was how to spot a kid playing sick to get out of taking a test.
Dad denies my soft schizophrenia diagnosis. The voices tell me to beat up Jonas. And I give Stanley a reason to see the doctor. I start throwing hands at the monitor, giving her scoliosis. I accidentally hit a tunnel snake, making me a good person.
Come on, tunnel snakes!
I ace the goat and become the class clown.
Question 7. Oh no.
Amada wakes me up from my 3-year coma to evict me.
Don't. What? We don't have. Maybe. Okay.
Selfish and insubordinate, just like her.
You need to know these things.
The voices tell me to kill Officer Kendall. Using fast resets global time, so I think it breaks the rules. I help Butch's mom. Officer Gomez jump scares me. I attempt range combat. I kill Hannon. And look at the Overseer's search history. I remake my character to a melee build and waste points on unarmed, which I never used once. I level up, dump melee and medicine, and take one of my many ranks of Daddy's Boy. I go to Megaton, wander into Crater Side Supply, and turn in my trash.
Damn, you're from that far. I ain't seen one of those jumpsuits in a
I decided to start the Wasteland Survival Guide. Weaver starts having a seizure, and I took damage from her mug. She is liable for a lawsuit. I go into Moriarty's, rob him.
I told you, Bob, it ain't the radio.
And almost died of alcohol. I almost got blown up by a skinwalker. I wasted some stim packs to quiet my heartbeat and started the shopping cart ASMR. Wildly swinging my baseball bat, the raiders raided my body with bullets. With the adrenaline still pumping, I fat fingered the console command and tried to be extra sneaky. Sneaking through the shopping cart swarm, the raiders beat me harder than Logan Paul in a cancer ward. Sneaking is hard at this speed, and it didn't work. I also had zero sneak. The Walmart raiders were mean to me. Apparently the break room is for employees only. I kept trying to get into the storage, praying my metal savior would slay the raiders. I managed somehow to phase through reality into the storeroom. But the Protectron was about as helpful as my antidepressants. And the door ended up being average lock, trapping me inside, so I turned myself into environmental storytelling. I tried to grab some treats, but only got a lead pipe and some grenades. Scored some lunch leaves and handed back to Moira. Found a grenade and shoved it down an old man's pants. Moira sent me to Afghanistan. I tried to loot the house, but Ghost got mad at me. I swiftly got spaghettified when I stepped outside. I flanked around the building and managed to kill Arkansas, but we both got raptured. After a few more deaths, I eventually made it to the playground. I turned in the quest, got the cancer, and leveled up upon completion of the first chapter. It wasn't worth it. I put points into explosive to disarm the bomb and took another rank of Daddy's Boy.
Besides, Burke assured me that bomb was quite unstable. I asked Burke to suggest they vacate. It was all a matter of time. Think of it as helping speed along the process of natural selection. Don't lose any sleep over it.
I decided to nuke Megaton because I wanted to see the explosion at 10 times speed and disappoint Dad, but genocide was a bonus.
Mr. Burke, what a grand display of fireworks! I almost wish there was another nuke we could detonate. You don't see that very often.
10 penny climaxes and I get a sweet apartment to save scum for the rest of the run.
My God. What transcendent beauty.
I discovered some locations for a bit of XP and found a flying bus.
Why are you so mean? You watch out for
The stupid kid bothered me, letting Grandma Sparkle escape. I got second graded for like 2 hours after I thought it would be easy XP. At least Brian Wilkes gets to suffer forever, unable to kill or die, anguished by the corpse of his father and the ruins of his home. He deserves it for bothering me. I ran into Fort Independence and got killed.
Keep your head down, idiot! Raider incoming!
I found Moira next to the Megaton ruins. It looks like the seizures got to her.
Hey, is that you? Oh, my head's still ringing from that explosion.
I tried to steal from the stupid merchant, but a grenade stole my life.
That is
found a toilet truck. And caught the craziest clip of the run. I found a flying cyber truck and forgot that was broken. I tested the repellent stick for Moira. And found Dukov's place. Things were crazy in there and I got stuck on a door.
Who the hell are you?
I discovered the Citadel. Leveled up, dumping my points into medicine and wasting points on small guns. Got turned into spaghetti. Found some goofballs fighting over water.
Damn straight.
Turned in some pre-war books in the Arlington Library. It was insanely laggy in there for some reason. On the way out, I got insta-killed by a Deathclaw. He's just mad he can't read. I got shredded by some ghouls exploring the metro. I tried to cheese them with explosives, but ghouls don't like cheese. Then I finally found my way to Rivet City. After being stopped by security, they let me loot the ship. And I almost died in a motorcycle accident. I killed Gary because he was a clone. I had to speak to Dr. Lee, who would later become the biggest challenge of the run.
Well, I don't know where he is. The last I knew, he was going back to the old lab. Now will you kindly leave? I have work to do.
Eventually, by abusing loading zones, using my free bed at Tenpenny Tower for healing, and spamming Simpacts, I cleared out most of Memorial. I even resorted to using guns at one point. Aiming was a little difficult, so I probably wasted some ammo. I made my way into the rotunda, grabbed my dad's sex tape and Life 360, and made my way to Smith Casey's garage. I put on my Apple Vision Pro and hopped into the metaverse. I met Mark Zuckerberg, leveled up, done medicine and melee weapons, and took comprehension.
I guess it was something.
I could have just looked up the code to end the simulation, but it's always more fun playing Betty's games.
I suppose it wasn't the most cerebral way to deal with the situation, but it was definitely effective. Consider the game won.
I broke up a marriage, not my first rodeo.
What were you doing in our big... What's this? Women's clothing? Down here?
Ron bullied my dad for bonus points.
I am pleased to see I'm not the only one being entertained. You're far more agreeable than your father.
And I pulled a silly prank. Becoming the pint-sized slasher is anticlimactic.
I guess it was nothing.
The residents were also able to move much faster than me because I was a child, so I basically had to ambush every single one of them. I killed some by chasing them into a basement and waiting for them to die, but the rest I just had to hunt down like animals. Dad and Dr. Lee started tweaking, and we got back to the memorial.
Okay. If we can find one, we can evacuate. I hate to ask you to put yourself in harm's way, but I need you to go in and make sure it's safe for Dr. Lee.
Then Dad, who got all pissy at me for leaving the vault literally yesterday, wants me to clear all immunes, even though he's immortal. The basement went better. I only died 10 or 15 times. It's pretty easy to choose the floating zones and mines. Eventually I got the last mutants and started running errands for Dad.
Megaton destroyed? You? You didn't have anything to do with that, did you?
Apparently my terrorist attack on Megaton disappoints Dad, but not enough for him to do the chores himself.
What I did can't even compare to such a thing. All those people. You're still my son, and I love you, but I can't begin to tell you how disappointed in you I am. We'll talk more about this when there's time. Right now we have work to do.
Fortunately, the Enclave showed up to kill Dad, and I picked the wrong way out of the pipe.
We have some visitors. I don't know who they are. Please, everyone, remain in your assigned areas while we get this the Enclave. What are they doing here? They're where? Madison, lock the door.
It took me probably 15 attempts just to get out of the basement. After the basement, I only had 4 stimpaks to my name, and you can't exit the memorial. I maybe should have done a bit more prep. I scrambled into the rotunda and to eagerly watch Dad die. Too bad the game was a slideshow.
Forward immediately. Aid us in making it operational at once.
Very well. Only a few moments to bring the system online.
James. He's gone.
At this point I had 1 stimpak at like a tenth of my health to complete one of the hardest combat segments of the game. I tried waiting for Dr. Lee to kill the Enclave, but useless as ever, she just led them right to me while cowering. All I could do was down some buff out and make it to the bathroom. Pray I don't get hit. forced little oasis quenched my thirst with life-giving water, nearly killing me with rads. The sink probably would have been a much better choice than some rat eggs, but I was thirsty. After hiding in a corner for a while, I saw an opportunity and snuck down to the sewer without Dr. Lee. I scored another life-saving stim pack and continued down the sewer. This was easily the hardest moment of the run. Dodging lasers on a reduced health bar with uncooperative reality-bending stairs was a recipe for disaster. Even once I climbed the stairs, I had to kill a ghoul at the top with whatever sliver of health I had left. Sometimes the game just felt like glitching me down the stairs, wasting any progress I made. I eventually decided to backtrack and found a wildcat mine, which probably saved the whole run.
We need to stick together, but we need to move.
What did you do?
I think ditching Dr. Lee glitched out somehow. She was still at the entrance. I got stuck on a light somehow and had to reload. I finally made it all the way back up the stairs and killed the ghoul, but then the game glitched me down the stairs again. Garza doesn't have health insurance, so we left him to die.
Can't go. Maybe you're right.
Sometimes when I try to get up the stairs, the scientists start throwing it back. Dr. Lee also likes locking me in an inescapable dialogue menu. Finally, after like 3 or 4 hours, I make it out of the staircase and find some stimpaks.
Nobody here.
Almost get killed by a ghoul before leaving the sewer. I level up to 7, dump melee weapons, and take Bloody Mess, which I figured would keep the corpses from flying away. Dr. Lee's dialogue menu is still glitched out, and since the game forces me to talk to her, I thought the whole run was over. I tried shooting her, but she's way too powerful, taking nearly every bullet.
I had nowhere else to turn. You must help us. He found what.
Whoa! So, does the Enclave know this?
No, I don't think. I don't know. I just don't know what's happening anymore.
Alright, Madison, it'll be okay. Now, this is James.
I tried killing other lions, but she still engages dialogue. I tried killing her in the console, but she wouldn't budge. The only way to skip her dialogue would be finding Vault 87. The closest location I had was Smith Casey's garage. It was no easy trip. I discovered Girder Shade along the way and began the Nuka challenge.
I take it you're here to check.
Sierra was tweaking even more on 10 times speed.
I have to give credit. Look, we can just talk about it all day. Or
I somehow led a Braintron into Ronald's house. The Enclave ruined my day. And the regulators finally paid me a visit. I guess all the nuking cities and sealing caught up with me. Obviously I was no match for them. I even died to a Protectron. At least I managed to kill these random wasters though. Barely.
Wanders in. So
Eventually, after getting lost and dying like 20 times, I made it to Little Lamplight. I took Trials at heart at some point because there was no way I was taking on the slavers.
pretty. What?
I died to a barrel. I entered the Citadel and Dr. Lee was no longer gatekeeping the rest of the game. Thankfully it worked.
I'm listening. I ran some.
Welcome to the Citadel.
I looted everything I could and sold it right back to the armor.
Try not to break it out.
After a lot of stealing and getting lost, I found the side entrance of Vault 87. I talked to Joseph to turn the terminal on, but the door was already unlocked for some reason. I don't know if it's always like this or if it was a glitch. Upon entering the vault, I leveled up to 8, maxed melee weapons, and dumped the rest into science because I thought I still needed to hack the terminal for some reason. I got lost in second murder pass for like 3 hours. I burned through like 40 32 runs and 20 stim packs just to take out 2 basic mutants. I tried to take the main area, but after 10 attempts of dying instantly, I figured I would just grind to the next level and hack the computer, even though the door was already unlocked. I make my way to Moresi train station to make some easy caps, selling sugar bombs and blood packs. But my alerts got in the way. Eventually, by discovering a clutch bed in Big Town for healing, I kill the Mirelurks and find zombie Walter White.
Nope. Good.
The regulators are waiting just outside, so I'll have to take the tunnel. I turn in all the sugar bombs for a measly 210 caps. I visit Paradise Falls and got the Mesmetron.
There's no need to flex. I was just playing with you. We know who you are. You can come in. I got this Mesmetron thing. It's some kind of stun gun. I'd like you to test it out for me. Should make getting slaves easy.
So Pronto's entire stock once it gets him killed. After scrounging XP, I finally leveled up to 9, wasted skill points on science, and dumped the rest in a lockpick. I used my lockpick skill to plunder even more from Rivet City. I got back to Little Lamplight to take another crack at Vault 87 and hack the useless terminal. Cheesing and mines took out most of the mutants. The trouble I had were ending with assault rifles, which was most of them. This pair of mutants gave me the most trouble. There is no cover and no good place for mines. I tried just running past them, but there was more waiting for me. Eventually, after dying for the next hour, I just cut my losses, forcing me to max lockpick to bypass the mutants. I go back to the Citadel to sell more stuff, and Dr. Lee is still broken. I piss off Star Paladin Cross because she likes my dad.
And I am honored to... I only pray that my own death has such meaning. Then you did not know the man. Go now.
I scrape the bottom of the barrel, picking up cans and burned books. I only make 50 caps. I return to Wilhelm's Wharf, searching for looted XP. I tried mezzing Grandma's Sparkle, but the effect wore off so fast I barely noticed it.
Whoa, what's going on? Well, look at this.
The subhuman hag even had the audacity to speak to me. I had to teach her a lesson.
Oh.
She used her supernatural speed to escape into the water, but it wasn't enough to save her. I wanted to make it to the mall as a bit of a side quest, navigating the laggy hellscape extended their run by many hours. Even with the suited power armor, I picked up a dead knight and a super sledge, and a bunch of drugs. I struggled to take out a pack of basic ghouls. After some attempts, a well-placed spine, and sheer luck, I got through the ghouls. I got soft-locked by this stupid bed though. I wasn't about to lose the run over a bed, so I just no-clipped past it. I tried using guns on this ghoul, but it went about as well as expected. I briefly explored Our Lady Hope Hospital, but it was so laggy in there, it seemed more like the game was in half speed. Had a crazy no-scope on a super mutant. I got lost navigating the metro as everybody does and wound up admiring their territory, which was basically a brick wall. Eventually I caved and decided to face the extreme lag of Metro Central. The Pip-Boy also didn't work, only turning on its stupid flashlight. The lag made the Metro even harder to navigate. I would get stuck on doorways, climbing stairs was impossible. Even the slightest incline was more like a brick wall. I did end up having to no-clip quite a few times in Metro Central, just because it was so hard to get around, but I don't think the challenge is about making it through a doorway. Making it to the mall is also really a side quest, so I don't really think this is cheating. I leveled up to 10, dumped lockpick, and took Nerd Rage. I was attacked by a pack of dogs and ghouls. The combat was so laggy in this section, it felt like Fallout 3 was turn-based. The final obstacle I had to face was this single raider. Before I spent 20 to 30 minutes trying to kill this one guy, but a bunch of drugs and a shotgun solves every problem. Finally, after emerging from the metro, I was immediately murdered. So I dodged the mutants and booked it to Underworld. I woke up Riley just to waste her time and began my looting saga.
What? Huh?
When you're listening to Galaxy News Radio, we're Radio Free Wasteland, and we're here.
What's the fucking...
Now, some music.
With my new science skill, I even cleared out my friend's Timpani Tower and I killed Shakes. No one cared. While carrying the Museum of History, I level up to 11, frustratingly still just short of max lockpick. I broke into Fort Independence for some easy XP. The outcasts were surprisingly easy to kill. I bought like 30 stim packs to prepare for Vault 87, and finally level up to 12 after grinding for like 2 hours. Maxed out lockpick obviously, took fast metabolism, the extra healing would come in clutch. I decided to grind out a little more XP by picking very hard locks and completing the replicated man quest. Pinkerton is based.
You're damn right she's a bitch. Ruined my whole goddamn life.
I looked at Harkness's lobotomy and turned in the replicated man quest. I returned to Vault 87 for the final time with something like 200 stim packs. Sid was for some reason not hostile.
Finally. No.
I break Fox out of his cell and let him do the rest of the work.
Okay.
Fox retrieves the Gek in 5 seconds.
Excellent. Prepare him for transport immediately.
When I got kidnapped, the game crashes, so I had to reduce the speed. I leveled up after Colonel Autumn's hurt my feelings. I took repair and energy weapons, picked finesse. Raven Rock was another area that was pretty laggy. Not as bad as Metro Central, but I wasn't just fighting ghouls this time.
The prisoner from Vault 1. Tango spotted. Open fire. You'll know.
I was kind of stuck in this area until I started using the Ripper. It cut through the Enclave like paper. I met the president. He wanted me to touch his panel and grab his FEV. I left a bunch of gear in Raven Rock because I thought I could go back for it. I then had the bright idea to trek back to Raven Rock across the most dangerous area of the wasteland with no armor and a super sledge. This took like 5 hours. Here's some highlights. Getting the power armor from the Brotherhood and free stuff from the armory helped out a lot. The door was locked anyway. I met Diddy and he tried to get me to go to his birthday party.
Our relationship is strictly business, Eulogy.
Sure, I've thought about it. Kids can get a killer price when you find a buyer who recognizes the product's long-term potential. The real problem's holding them until there's a buyer. Kids are sneaky, and those lamplighters are tenacious little bastards. But maybe if we could get one when they're young, they might not have as much fight in them yet. Sure, if you think you can pull it off, I think I might know a buyer who'd be interested. I'll send one of my best to wait around the entrance to Lamplight. You go in and find the sweetest, most trusting little one you can find. Lure that kid outside and everyone's happy.
Mr. Eulogy,
Here, Cutter.
he's looking at me again.
I stole his baby oil stash. Finally finished the main quest. I let Sarah Lyons kill everything for me. Talk down Colonel Otto.
I am sworn to protect the presidency. The chain of command must be upheld. I wouldn't expect you to understand. And your point? I see. And what of the chain of command? When the Enclave fell on the West Coast, Eden was next in line for leadership. Yes, you're right. I had not considered it from that viewpoint. But then, where does that leave me? And you would just let me leave? How can I be sure you won't just shoot me once I turn my back on you? I suppose it doesn't matter much now. Very well. I shall leave you to your fate.
You're just going to let him... I can't believe you, of all people. The real kicker is that the boys outside will probably cut him down as soon as he opens the door. Now let's get this place locked down. Well, one of us is going to... Not...
Did a little trolling.
So that's how... Fine, I'll do it. What? Are you out of your mind? We'll both die if this thing doesn't get turned on. Who knows how many other people will die too? You can't do this. Give me the code.
Hello, is anyone there?
You have to give me that code. How can you do this?
Still there.
You... Okay, I got it. I guess if this doesn't work...
Forgot to inject the FEV and finally finished the game.
Stay...
The run was pretty fun, although it was really hard. It was on very hard for starters, and enemies were so unpredictable and fast. It was impossible to react in time, especially if they had guns. It was funny to see everything flying around all the time, and reality breaking around me. The broken physics were another unique challenge. I had a lot of fun. I would recommend this challenge.
The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, and the lone wanderer ultimately surrendered to the vices that had claimed so many others. Selfishness, greed, cruelty. These were the values that guided a lost soul through countless trials and triumphs. It was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer was faced with that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. But the child refused to follow the father's selfless example. So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close. For the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.